Hello Taurus. Welcome to your March 2017 forecast. It's an exciting month with much waiting in the wings for you because soon it's going to be your birthday time. So very often, just the month before your birthdays begin, it's a time of completions. It's a time of closure. It's a time of reflection, of looking backwards and looking forwards at the same time. So let's look at the goodies we'll unwrap for you this month. What's prevalent all year actually is the opposition between Uranus and Jupiter, which has in fact been called by astrologers in the past the thank the Lord aspect. It's an aspect that is exact on March the 2nd at 22 degrees. And it's in your 6th and your 12th houses here. So it's called the thank the Lord aspect because it's often relief of tension. Sudden relief of something that's been restricting you, that's been holding you down. And suddenly you can breathe again. Now with it being in the 6th house and 12th activated, could be something to do with work. Maybe you need to feel more liberated, connected with your work. Maybe you need to take your work into an inspiring new direction. This can bring new opportunities quite out of the blue. When you least expect something, suddenly somebody turns up and says, hey, what about this? And it's exciting. So there could be something new happening as far as your health is concerned. Maybe you've been struggling with something for a while and suddenly there's a solution. Suddenly you realize what's been going on and you feel liberated. You feel free. You're not stiff anymore. You're not tied in. It can also mean a great inspiration or a great spiritual awakening for you. I really think that this is on the cards, especially if it's something you're looking for something more in your life, Taurus. More than just money, work, relationship, eating, sleeping, all those kinds of things, something deeper. This month gives you an opportunity to find more depth, more richness from your internal life, rather than necessarily your external life. So, Venus is still retrograde until April 15th here in your 12th house. This can bring people back from your past. Relationships maybe that didn't get a sense of closure can have a sense of completion. Somebody in fact may come back into your life permanently. That's a possibility that can happen during that Mercury retrograde. But very often it's a releasing, it's a letting go. It's realizing what happened and then being able to release any kind of negative emotions associated with a particular relationship and seeing that it's all going on internally inside of you rather than necessarily blaming it on the other person or seeing it as the other person's actions as opposed to your reaction to what somebody is doing. So deep inner work. There's a possibility as well that your finances take a turn. Something new, something different. For you, finances, Taurus, they're a really important area. So we're going to see big shifts possibly globally with this Venus retrograde until April 15th. Shifts. Maybe shifts in the dollar, shifts in currencies, in gold, different things. And equally shifts in maybe where you need to put your emphasis as far as money is concerned. And on the 10th of the month, we've got Mars coming into your sign. This is wonderful news. When Mars is in your sign, you've got more energy. You're able to move forward more clearly. You're able to make cleaner decisions more quickly. And you can accomplish things in a much quicker space of time. So this is wonderful for you. On the 12th of the month, we've got a full moon happening here in Virgo in your 5th house. And a full moon in the 5th house, it's shining a light for you, Taurus, saying, hey, it's time for fun. Are we having enough fun? Are we being childlike? Are we having play? Are we smiling enough? Do you know that apparently a smile is the equivalent of 2,000 chocolates. I know many of you may disagree with that, especially Taurus, who got a sweet tooth, many of you, but nonetheless, smiling really releases those endorphins and makes you feel good. So it's really a check here, this full moon, on how much are you enjoying your life, and if not enough, then what can you do to really boost that pleasure level. On the 14th of the month, we've got Mercury coming into the 12th house. On the 21st, we've got the Sun. And on the 28th, we've got a new moon here. So huge focus here for you on this 12th house this month. So it's a time really where if you are willing to go internally, if you're willing to be quiet, to meditate, to perhaps stay home and be quiet rather than keep going out, to perhaps not do that extra thing on your to-do list and say, hey, you know what? There'll always be another 20 things to do on that to-do list. I'm going to stop here and now, and I'm going to connect with the inner me. I'm going to see what my body needs for starters. I'm going to see if I'm exhausted. Maybe I need to rest more. I'm going to see what is it that I can dig into. What could I research that really interests me? It's a wonderful time for writing, for journaling, for studying your dreams, for going into the metaphysical part of life. Why are we here? What are we doing here? All those kinds of things. This is a time for your internal focus rather than too much of the external. Because the external comes quite easily to many of you. The internal, you can have some flashes of inspiration that you can take into your external life, into your relationships, into your finances, into your health and well-being, into your family. And that's what you're going to get if you will but be peaceful and quiet and allow something new to come from inside of you without too much input from others. The original you, the Uranus-Jupiter, originality is what you're focusing on this month. So I wish you a wonderful month. Thank you for commenting. I love your comments, for sharing, for subscribing. Don't forget to sign up for my free newsletter. And you might want to have a personal reading where I can focus on your chart and see what the aspects show for the year ahead for you. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.